Street Talk! Yeah!
Welcome to Street Talk. I am your host, Jason, and this is for Sunday, October the 19th. It's Sunday. You know what that means. Time for NFL action. Chicago Bears hosting the Miami Dolphins. Quick check of the line. Bears 3-point favorite. Right about what we would expect. It did creep up to 3.5 earlier in the week. Was bet back down to 3. Now that's where it's hovering as we speak. Well, in the past, we sort of think of Chicago with that stout defense, the monsters of the midway type thing. This year hasn't panned out quite the same. They have suffered a lot of injuries on their defense, and so they've become a little bit more of a bend but don't break type defense. Versus the pass, they're 17th in the league. Versus the run, they're 10th in the league. So sort of right there in the middle, statistically speaking. They are giving up 4.3 yards per attempt on the ground, and that matters a lot because on the opposite side of the ball, Miami is averaging 5.0 yards per attempt. So every time they're making an attempt at a rush, they're getting half a first down. That's pretty good. They're 6th in the league rushing the ball. So they're going to want to control the clock, keep Chicago's offensive weapons off the field. Speaking of offensive weapons, you know about Jay Cutler, you know about Matt Forte, they're great. You also know about Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey. However, this is where the game could be decided on how the referees call the game. Alshon Jeffrey, 6'3", Brandon Marshall, 6'4". On the opposite side of the ball, Miami's starting cornerbacks, Brent Grimes and Cortland Finnegan, are both only 5'10" tall. If the refs call a tight game, it's going to favor Chicago. If they sort of let them play, maybe Grimes and Finnegan can come up and be physical, perhaps neutralize some of that height advantage that the Chicago wideouts have. Well, just by a show of hands, let me see out there who enjoys a good cliche. Raise your hand. Okay, I see a few of you out there. This game will be decided by turnovers. I know. I said it was a great cliche. Let me just read a little something I got off of the internet. A little biography of Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler was born in Santa Claus, Indiana. Sort of an interesting fact. He attended Vanderbilt University. His favorite book is Call of the Wild by Jack London. His favorite movie is Ghostbusters 2. Sort of odd. His hobbies include romantic walks on the beach, smoking cigarettes, and throwing interceptions enough that it will lose his team the game. Sort of odd hobby. It's written right here on the card. Case in point, Cutler in the Bears' victories, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. In their losses, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's also thrown in 5 fumbles for good measure. Takes care of the ball, they win. Doesn't take care of the ball, they tend to lose. On the opposite side of the ball, Ryan Tannehill, quarterback for Miami. He himself already has 5 interceptions and 2 fumbles. And their running back, Lamar Miller. Now remember, Noshawn Marino went to injured reserve earlier this week. So it's really going to be Miller carrying the vast majority of the ball. So he already has 3 fumbles himself. While that doesn't seem like a lot, it would tie him with a guy like DeMarco Murray. However, he's managed 3 fumbles and over 100 less touches than Murray's had. He's also been pulled for a game earlier this year because of his fumble. So if he can't handle the ball, they're going to have to go to their third stringer, Daniel Thomas. So they, like I said, they want to protect the ball, keep the running game on the field, eat up some clock, keep Chicago's offensive weapons off the field. So for me, I'm going to go Chicago at home, even though they haven't won there this year. I think they do enough to get it done, but I wouldn't go betting the highest streak I could on this particular game. So for me, Chicago for the green. We'll guys see you next time on Street Talk.